we're interviewing a dude?
Yeah. The same thing happened last week. I just hit fucking record. Yes. We are interviewing. We're interviewing 2 people.
We're doing 2 people today?
I swear to God, dude.
I thought it was just 1. Or none.
Yes, 2 people. Cool. A director and a cinematographer.
That's what I meant.
Literally last week you did the same thing. You're like, hey, you ready to you're like all ready to do like a whole series. I'm like, we're interviewing a comic book creator
about the episode.
I told you what we were, and I told you yesterday.
It's getting bad. We need to make a movie and just sign off forever.
Yeah, that's going to be our swan song. Make the one movie. How many scripts do we have half written? We're not getting an Oscar.
We'll get an Oscar.
Also, fuck the Oscars. We're not getting an Oscar though.
Oscars. I got some shit to say about that, but you know what? Also, I don't care.
You mean like Oscar's Garage? The summer after high school?
Party Central.
Don't say it horny like that. Don't moan.
I didn't even say it horny. I did like a 90s horny on that one. It wasn't even 80s.
What the fuck is a 90s horny? Like a TGIF horny?
I'm like spinning a yo-yo. Sleeping the dog or whatever it's called.
Walking the dog.
Sleeping with the dog. Walking the dog.
God! Stop ruining everything. I swear to Christ.
Good start.
No, this is not a good start. I'm super excited. Yes, we have an interview today, not with just one special guest, but 2.
Yeah.
That's your contribution?
Yeah. 2. Just you deaf people out there that can look at this.
There's captions on every episode.
Oh, shit, there are, huh? How about that?
Is that the limit of your sign?
What were you saying before you interrupted
me? The number
me?
2. What, before I fucking interrupted you? Is that what's going on right now? Oh, God. No, I'm excited. So, not just 1, but 2 special guests. Super stoked. Creator of Dust Angel and the Dweller of the Twilight Void.
Nice.
How cool is that?
I swear I've seen that mask before.
It looks familiar. Right? It does look. It looks like something from like Alter or something, or am I? I don't know. Like, I'm wondering if I did stumble upon it.
I've seen something with that mask.
Yeah,
but whatever.
I think it's cool. Like one of the projects is sci-fi, and one of the projects is horror. I think those like go hand in hand. Those 2 genres. Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
and when they get combined, my God, that dude. Seriously, that movie gets me. I wish we knew the lost footage of Event Horizon. There's like an hour on the cutting room floor somewhere. Gone,
I really want to see that blood orgy super bad. But, we can't have everything we want.
Therapy, my friend. Therapy might be good for
work. Good example. Oh, God. But, yeah, we got 2 interviews. Strap in or strap on? Is that what?
Can we start? Just please.
3, 2, 1.
Calling all killers, welcome all you kings, scream queens, and everything in between. This is the Kings of Kill podcast. We're your hosts. My name's Zach.
Steven.
And together we are the Kings of Kill. Steven, what does that mean?
I never will learn this. I don't know what it means. We're searching for a meaning. Stay tuned and find out if we do or not. Right after this break.
We're not taking a break yet. We're introducing our guest. God damn it. First of all, thank you so much to all of our killer fans tuning in. It doesn't matter how you're watching or listening. YouTube, Spotify, Google, Apple. We don't care. Thank you for being part of the party. Thank you so much. This is the show dedicated to the love of all things horror. And if you want to request your own episode of the Kings of Kill podcast, write to us at kingsofkillpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what he wants to review. I'll research it. He'll rate it. He might even watch it.
I might. I might even know what we're doing today.
Today we have 2 very special guests, like we said, creators of Dust Angel and Dweller of the Twilight Void, director Peter Dorn Ravlin, and cinematographer Steve Ritchie.
Pete and Steve.
At least Okay, that wasn't your weirdest nickname. Those things actually make sense. Usually you're so far off.
I know, and I couldn't even think of one. I'll think of one though.
Is your phone vibrating right now?
I'm watching Twitch right now.
Turn it.
I'm not. I'm not.
Thank you to all of our killer fans so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Be more enthusiastic.
Goodbye.
All right, Peter, Steve, thank you so much for being part of the Kings of Kill podcast. We appreciate you being here. The killer fans are excited to hear from you. Hello, Peter. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Steven, meet Steve.
Hi.
Hey, Steve. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Steve, every time I say anything to you, Steve is going to try to answer for you. So,
Well, you say Steve in, so that's fine.
I'm going to call you Steve from now on just to piss you off.
It's going to confuse the hell out of me.
Thank you both so much. Two fantastic published works already accomplished: Dust Angel and Dweller of the Twilight Void. I love both projects. I'm a sucker for sci-fi. Obviously, this is a show dedicated to love of all things horror. So you had us booked right there. How did you two meet?
We met more than 10 years ago on an independent horror comedy called that's currently in limbo. And Steve was an actor and editor on that one, and I was an actor and PA on that one. And we kept in touch over the years, and we both got involved in local film community in our own different ways. Steve, you want to piggyback on that?
Yeah. So Peter and I have kept in touch and collaborated and put our heads together and kind of formed a group of local friends in the area where every so often we get together and say, hey, let's make something. Let's just for the sake of creating, let's make a film. And we've mostly focused on horror, but also tried to branch out into comedy, dark comedy, sci-fi, and we're always trying to kind of push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And obviously we love horror, but we want to be able to incorporate some other themes in as well.
Absolutely. And Peter, you mentioned that you first met on a horror comedy, but it's in limbo. Whatever happened to that project?
Oh, the thing about making movies on the coast is you're on the mercy of everyone's schedule. And eventually people just get busy and time runs out and we all go our own separate ways. There's no film infrastructure here, so you're at the mercy of everyone's schedule, and projects just don't get finished sometimes. I got a few unfinished, some other filmmakers have films uncompleted. That's just the nature of independent filmmaking, sadly.
Yeah, Steven, how many projects have we
Too many.
started?
Way too many. Way too many.
The keyword started. Steve, I first met you when you were filming a documentary. I was geeking out of your cameras. You remember that?
Yeah.
Is that documentary is about to be released, is it not?
It's that documentary I'm still working on with my friend Ross right now.
Right.
And we're going to be working through the summer on it. So I think that I don't want to throw him under the bus schedule wise, but I think his goal is to try to have it out this year by end of summer, if I'm understanding that right. And again, don't take that too directly because I might be off my mark.
You're safe. You're totally fine.
We've got a lot of work to do over the summer on that documentary, and I'm excited to see how it materializes. But him and I will still be working on it for a while.
Okay. Now, Peter, if you could take us through the creative process, because if I'm understanding, you write and direct these films, and Steve, you shoot and edit the films. Is that correct?
That's about right.
Okay.
Mostly, yeah.
So how does that work? Like, what inspired you? Let's take it from Dust Angel. What inspired you to make this epic short film, sci-fi adventure, from working on the script, coming up with the inspiration, and actually getting a crew together to actually make this come to fruition?
So our team became minted in 2019, and in 2019, we had just made one comedy and one horror short film, and we were thinking about what to do next. And then 2020 rolls around, and I had just seen Richard Williams' extraordinary animated feature, The Thief and the Cobbler, that was a project that took 30 years to make and is still incomplete.
Wow.
But I was just like blown away by its pure imagination and wanted to try something where I could build a world and well, Destiny gets compared to Star Wars a lot, but it's more inspired by Dune, although
That's what I got.
it is in the same vein as Star Wars in the sense that Star Wars is a pastiche of many things that George Lucas liked, like spaghetti westerns and samurai films and old comic books and Star Trek, and so Dust Angel's in that vein. And I started off with a storyboard, and I looked at what I had around, and we had a beach to work with, and a pretty talented makeup artist, and so I started it off doing storyboards first. I'm not a great artist, but I like doing little doodles for each project. And I storyboarded it where a guy came to a very strange planet. In the original storyboard, there were like eyes in the sky and strange creatures that are meant for stop motion. Steve taught me how to use the eyes, but and basically the original story just came about where Dust Angel and the human character Damien fought, and Dan was beat, and I thought, well, this is kind of boring. It's just about two people fighting. So I took what I had in storyboard form and built a story around it. And then, if you've seen the movie, like why the Dust Angel is defending its planet.
Mhm.
And then, well, I wrote an official script that explains everything, turning it more into making it more than just people beating each other up. It was like an anti-war allegory. And then I brought in the team to talk about it. And, well, then COVID happened, and that shut us down for most of the year.
Oh yeah.
But what we did do was when things felt safe, we started casting and doing costumes. And late 2020, like sometime like around August, Steve brought in some of his friends, like a script supervisor named Bodie and an arranged cinematographer named Artok, who's shot a local movie called River Ghost that Steve and I were crew on. He for a day to shoot day one, and we also before filming and we're putting the costumes together and we're figuring out the logistics. We choreographed the fight scenes with Brett Trenchnia and Craig Vaden. Brett Trenchnia plays the Dust Angel. Craig plays Damien.
Okay.
And while we were casting, originally Craig was supposed to be my assistant director, but that guy we originally cast, it didn't work out for him for like whatever reason. And Steve told me that Craig used to be a cage fighter during his time in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And I wanted, because I also fell in love with, like, I'm a big fan of Hong Kong fight scenes where they have actors that know how to fight. They don't do the cut really fast to hide the fact the actors don't know how to fight, and I wanted to do something like that. In my teens, I used to do samurai short films with kendo practitioners. So I like really good fight scenes that you see in Asian martial arts movies. And so I cast him as Damien, and as the movie carried on, we opened each other's ideas. Like, every cast and crew member had a different idea. Like, for example, Craig asked how would the audience connect to his family, how would the audience connect to him his character in the short amount of time, and he came up with the idea of including his family, like his wife and his wife and kids at the time. And because he was doing so much for us, like he was the manager at Safeway and he was working full time, and even after that, he was coming out to the beach with us to work his ass off. And so, as a way of saying thank you for being in the movie and letting us use his house for green screen, I put his whole family in the movie as a way of saying thank you.
That's awesome.
That's
Safeway,
fantastic. Yeah. And then, Steve, so as a cinematographer, your job is to bring these to life through an eye. How difficult is it taking, trying to make Earth look like a different planet when, you have limited time, limited resources? Was that challenging for you?
So that was very challenging. So as both the main editor and camera person,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think on my feet and sort of edit in my head is a term I like to use, where as you're filming what's going on, you're taking into account creatively what you can and can't do, because I'm not I'm not the guy that can do all the Marvel Studios motion tracking and keying out the
Right,
background,
right.
Stuff
Same.
that takes a whole room full of guys months to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did know is that I could do some simple keying out of basic skylines. So I tried to keep everybody below the sand dunes, and we went out to a place north of Fort Bragg here on our coastal town. It's called the 10 Mile Dunes, and it's a nice coastal.
Yeah.
But you can see the ocean in the background because
Mm-hmm.
it's just not that big. And so it was a little bit restrictive to tell everybody, look, we need to be below this sand dune, right? It limited somewhat where we were having our fight scenes take place. But the benefit to that is I was able to key those backgrounds out and put in rolling dunes. So it literally looked like you were on another planet. And that first day of filming, we were having the unfortunate fires in California.
Oh,
so there was a
yeah.
huge amount of haze and smoke in the background. So some of those distant layered background scenes are actually not keyed out. They're actually the real haze in the background.
Oh, really?
I think
So-
that works out.
Yeah. So there's a couple shots that look like another planet. They're actually not edited that much. Most of them are edited.
I had no idea. I figured
cool.
you were trying to add in everything, all the backgrounds from a complete illusion. That's really cool. I'm glad it worked in your favor.
As an editor, I hate After Effects. It's so confusing sometimes, so that works out. It's
Oh man,
way easier.
After Effects, pain in the ass.
It is.
Steve and Steven, I feel bad for both of you because Steven, oftentimes I'm like, hey, I have an idea for the show. Could you give me a giant explosion and a spaceship and then a saber-tooth tiger, and could you have it done by tomorrow? And he just basically slaps me in the mouth. Do you, Steve, is it tough dealing with deadlines when you're working on projects like this, when like literally you're making an outer space scene?
Yeah, so that's very reminiscent of how Peter would be like, Steve, I want you to have like I want a giant alien skull, and I want a thunderstorm, and I want a cloud of smoke and lightning strikes, and I'm like bashing my head on the table.
As Peter's just laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
I thought that my computer was going to just start billowing smoke and explode at one point, because I had something like 16 or 17 layers in Adobe Premiere of
geez.
audio, video, and all these effects and layers, and it just would grind to a halt and sometimes just crash all together.
Yeah.
So
Rendering's
luckily
fun.
we didn't really have too much of a deadline, but we had to kind of set a hard deadline at one point because we wanted to get into our local film festival. So we would get together on and off every so often. It was about a year of editing.
Wow.
Not full time, but
Still, that's
over-
devotion. Like, congratulations to both of you for seeing two projects to fruition. It's so challenging to take the time to struggle a budget, to get a crew together, to get a team devoted to it. But you guys actually finished it, not just one, but two projects now. The Dweller of the Twilight Void. What inspired that story, Peter?
That story, well, Twilight Void is my homage to Italian horror and directors like Lucio Fulci and Dario.
Yeah.
I knew
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I saw the red and
Yeah.
blue, and I was like, "This is kind of okay." Yeah, I knew it. Cool. I was gonna ask that. I don't.
Yeah, and all the eye trauma is like an homage to Fulci, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday marks the 28th anniversary of his death.
Wow. I didn't.
Damn. Whoa. What are the odds?
Yeah, he died yesterday in 1996 from a diabetes-related cause.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I had just spent the previous year we spent making a heavy drama called A Borrowed Paradise, and I wanted to make a fun genre piece and something that was simple to make. And yeah, it's just what inspired it, just like many references to Italian horror films, some Japanese horror films like the stuff on the TV is inspired by Ringo.
Okay.
And it was a vehicle for me to work with the Bay Area actress Cheryl Quinn, and who I met like the previous year.
Nice.
And then
It's like, go on.
no, Steven actually has a question.
I don't
Please
have a
take the
question.
field.
Go.
Steve, what is there a big difference in tone and mood trying to capture the difference between like an action sci-fi and a moody horror piece?
Oh, definitely. There's in Dust Angel we had a mixture of kind of wide sweeping atmospheric shots where you just kind of see the guy like from a distance and imagining, how far is this guy going to walk all by himself in the desert, versus the kind of tension building close-ups. And my friend Artok, he was on the long lens, so he was doing a lot of those really great tension building close-up shots while I was doing more of the wide shots on that first day. And you're really kind of sculpting an environment, whereas with horror, I feel like you're creating fear in the viewer, and a lot of that is done through sound and through lighting and through controlled visuals. Like you're just going to see a little bit and you're not sure what's going on. So yeah, I just really love just creating environments.
No, but you very successfully, I must say. And then Peter, I believe was Dust Angel was dedicated to your father. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was dedicated to my dad, Brian Ravlin, who, as far back as I could remember, introduced me to the arts. And he introduced me to filmmakers like Kurosawa and Sergio Leone and Shakespeare and a lot of different comics and a lot of different books. He used to read me and my brother Beowulf. And pretty much I got the cinema bug from him because we watched movies of all kinds. And sometimes when we would watch a movie, he would turn to me and say, "Peter, you could do something better than this." I had no clue what he was talking about back then. I had no clue I wanted to be a filmmaker. And he passed away when I was 12.
I'm sorry to hear that. It must feel so good to actually complete a short horror film and be able to say, "Hey, thanks, Dad. This one's for you."
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, making horror is hard because it's subjective and it's easy to go corny because what scares some person doesn't scare another.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough. It must be really tough to make a horror because it is subjective.
You've got to commit, and it's a fine line you got to walk.
That's tough.
This is true.
Are you two working on any new projects?
Yeah, we're currently working on a black and white giallo called Till Your Last Breath, and we also are trying to make the sister film, The Dust Angel, a cyberpunk short called Phoenix Tears. We're hoping to get a budget for that one, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that Dust Angel was basically done almost entirely out of our own pockets, with
Wow.
everybody kind of chipping in and spending like $100, $200 here and there, and
Oh wow.
we really didn't have a budget. It was basically $0.
That's even more impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
that's bootstrap right there.
And
Impressive.
I want to just kind of quickly mention our friends involved, and that we absolutely couldn't have done it without them, because it was so hard during COVID. Well, for one thing, just to have people willing to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So filming it primarily in the desert was, pretty comfortable for everybody, other than having to carry your gear a mile across
Right.
Yeah.
the dunes. But we had a little pop-up tent. We had like one of those Costco folding tables. We had water and snacks and shade, and tried to do it as professionally as possible with just everybody pitching in. And our good friend Mitchell is an amazing drone pilot, and he did all of the drone shots, and also just general all-around great guy, and helping with a little bit of everything. And then Casey, our makeup artist, is just absolutely incredible, special effects makeup person, and she created all of the painted face, the makeup, that the blood, blood effects, all that kind of stuff. And then our friend Brian runs a local comic book and music shop called Music Merchant, and we were talking to him, and he just said, like, "Oh yeah, I just make sci-fi weapons in my spare time as a hobby. I'll make the weapons for your movie."
That's a hell of a hobby.
We're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And so he did all of the weapons. I did one weapon. He did everything else. I did like the double blaster thing that the alien, the dust angel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of Mitchell's Nerf guns that we just upscaled.
Perfect.
It works.
And then my friend Bodie was helping us out with first AD, and then my buddy Craig and I met on a local indie feature film here in Fort Bragg area called Time Crafters, Treasure of Pirates Cove, and Peter was the background extra in that movie. He was sitting right next to Denise Richards. And
What?
Yep, I know.
What a guy.
And I was the behind the scenes videographer on that. And then Craig and I worked on a few projects together after that. And then my buddy Artok was the cinematographer for the local film River of Ghosts. Peter was helping on that, and Craig and I were helping on that. So, we've tried to all kind of stick together. We've worked on a lot of stuff together.
That's cool.
Just amazing crew.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Brian also did the miniatures, the spaceship miniatures.
Oh, yeah. Bodie helped with rigging the miniature spaceships, and Brian from Music Merchant, he built the little spaceships for us.
That's fantastic. It's so cool you guys can come together and pull all this out of your pocket. Congratulations. I think both works are absolutely phenomenal. Before we let you guys go, Peter, we'll start with you. Plug us. Let the Killer fans know where they can find your work.
They can find me on my YouTube channel, Dorn Ravlin. That's DornRavlin.
Fantastic. Steve, what about you?
For me, people can find me on Instagram, Steve Ritchie Film.
Fantastic. Hey, gentlemen, thank you both so much. Congratulations on 2 epic features. I can't wait to see more.
Thank you so much for having us, and we're going to be sharing more with you guys as we crank it out.
I absolutely cannot wait. Come back anytime, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of our Killer fans for hanging out and listening to yet another interview. Yes, we're back. Yeah, no shit, we're back. I'm doing the we're back. Why? Are you going to put that on screen? There goes the whole budget for the whole year.
I didn't even do it last episode when I was
forgot? You got too lit and just couldn't get there?
No, nothing about Lit. What? The band, Worst Enemy. I was listening to Lit.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Steve, for being part of the Kings of Kill podcast. It was great having you. Keep making more content. We can't wait for more. Dude, okay, so
don't ask me which one I liked more because I don't know. It was equal.
I'm a sucker for sci-fi.
I think Angel or Dust Angel could.
You were gonna fucking say Angel Dust again.
I was thinking of the band, but like
you weren't.
not the drug.
Dust Angel, of course not.
The band.
Because you're a good boy.
Anyways, yeah, the band's great.
Dust Angel.
Anyways, Dust Angel. I swear that could easily be on Adult Swim. Like,
Is that still a thing?
Adult Swim? I think so, yeah. It's just, I haven't watched Adult Swim in a while. Aqua Teen Hunger Force came back, so maybe I'll go back to Adult Swim.
I
used to
it.
watch it like Snick or
I love it when
TGIF.
they put up like fake ads and they turn out to be like a 20-minute horror.
Yeah, that's
thing.
how I
You know
feel
what I mean?
like Xavier, Renegade Angel, like Tim and Eric, all that stuff. Like, it's not on the same level as that, but I mean, like
Dust Angel reminds you of Tim and Eric?
like Adult Swim.
Okay.
Like,
This is a terrible comparison.
I just think it would be great on Adult Swim. I think it would do really well.
Adult
on it.
Swim, put it on.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They're listening.
Cartoon Network? No, but
Why'd you say it like you're gonna fight it?
come on. No, it was great. I viewed it as I was like sitting down watching Adult Swim back in the day. Like, I was thinking about that, and I was like, this is perfect for that. It's not a knock or anything. I'm just saying.
No, I get you. You're
It
good.
would have been
You're good.
great
You're
on
good.
Adult Swim.
You're good.
Both, actually.
And then Dweller of the Twilight Void. I'm so glad he was talking about Italian horror because
Yeah,
like
a little spicy
the
Italian
giallo
horror
colors were
sprinkled in
nuts
there.
in this thing. You know,
I saw the red and blue,
the
and I was like,
mood, yeah.
that the red filter on it or lighting.
Oh my god! And this isn't a
New.
spoiler, but like when that dipshit fucking roommate came back, because I told you not to eat the fucking cheese. I'm like, dude, there's
The
bigger
cheese
shit to
lady
worry
has
about,
gotta
dog.
go. Best act. Give her an Oscar.
That's the Oscar goes to.
I think Emma
Don't
Stone
have
should've won
Al
that
Pacino
Oscar.
say it though.
Lily
He'll just
should've.
read it out immediately.
Actually, no. Emma
Jesus.
Stone should have won that. Just saying.
I fucking hate
That
the
might
Oscars,
spark
man.
some
Did you?
controversy.
I cannot stand the Oscars.
I watched the Oscars.
Why was John Cena naked?
To
Why is
promote
Jimmy
Ricky
Kimmel hosting
Sticklicky.
it?
What?
Sorry.
Ricky Stedlicky. It's Amazon Prime. I'm just
I
gonna.
think you're
fucking-
right. I don't know if you said
Yeah.
it right. Close
I
enough.
think I'd said. I don't know. It's with Andrew Santino, some dude, and some other guy.
I'm not a big fan of Andrew Santino.
I know you're not, but
The fuck? What's that? Was that me? Was that you doing me?
forget about it. Fucking these two
That was
movies.
the worst
are so-
Italian accent I've ever heard.
Speaking of Italian, Dweller of the Thunder God or Twilight Void horror. I swear I've seen that mask before, but maybe
Oh, yeah.
I've seen this short before.
It looks familiar.
I feel like I've seen this short.
I don't know
before,
if I've
actually.
seen it before or
That mask is so familiar.
did I see this before?
I feel like
Because
we
I
have.
saw that face before, or at least something super similar.
My dreams. I don't know. It was very familiar for sure.
Were we drinking?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
It's not even a question that.
who knows? No, fantastic works. Check them out. There'll be links everywhere. Put
Great
links up.
Gorn effects.
Put
actually,
links.
The fucking
Do your
knives
job.
in the eyes. What?
Links.
Links.
The fucking eyes
eat
and the
that
knives.
lady's
You
cheese.
said that backwards.
The eyes and the
That's
thighs.
not how that-
My eyes and her thighs.
Yikes. Why?
Anyways, I like the mask. I really like the fight scene on Dust
It
Angel.
was like a 10-minute fight scene.
Yeah, it was tight. It was music. It was great. It went
It
from
was music.
It
Good
went
job.
from a shootout to melee weapons to fist fighting. It was tight.
I love how Steve
cool.
made that alien gun out of a Nerf. It's just like it's just
cool.
pumping and stuff.
I'm gonna go home and make my Nerf guns. Alien.
Nerf for nothing.
Nerf or
Can we have a
nothing.
Nerf fight?
No. Because I don't trust you.
I got
I don't
actually
trust
sad.
myself to put real
It's-
bullets
It's
in
a Nerf. That's not how it works. It's a fucking Nerf gun. It can't fire a
So I
bullet.
would lose because I'd be like, I'm gonna put real bullets and it won't even work. Not that I want to
If
kill
you pull out
or
a
anything.
fucking yeah, no shit. If you pull out a goddamn Glock, be like, hey, you want to come over for a Nerf fight?
Never nothing. Glock or nothing. Go on.
Yikes!
What are we
I
gonna
don't
say?
think they're gonna take up that slogan.
Anyways, great shorts.
No, it's fun.
I actually had a good time watching them. To be honest,
I'm surprised you didn't bitch because I'm like, hey, you got to watch 2 things this week.
I just got finished watching Below Deck season 6.
What is that?
It's about
Below deck or below deck?
Below Deck. No one's blowing decks. Actually, they are. But Below Deck.
If the monetization isn't fucked yet, it definitely is now.
I said blow decks. It's
Stop-
about a
stop
reality
it.
show with boats, and there's a crew, and they get kicked off or they don't, and then they do a good job and do some charters, and the charter people suck. And there's like 11
What
seasons
was
and
that
one six.
90s show where Hulk Hogan was like in a speedboat? It was a show,
I think
man.
you're talking about Suburban Commando or
No,
something.
no, it was a TV show.
Why?
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Dude, when Peter was talking about like falling in love with like Hong Kong fight scenes, I remember watching like Rumble in the Bronx when I was a kid. I'm like, this is what action looks like. I'm like, what the
Just
shit?
straight to Rumble in the Bronx. I was thinking Hard Boiled, John Woo's. John
Why
Woo's
did you
Hard
say?
Boiled.
Why do you say John? Why are you saying it that way?
John wooed. He wooed me.
Why are you?
Hard Boiled is badass.
Why are you
And then
emphasizing the
Raid,
weirdest syllables of
The
this?
Raid 1 and 2.
The Raid is nuts. Yes, but dude, fucking Rumble in the Bronx when I was a kid, I remember that distinctly. I'm not comparing that to the Raid that came out a few years ago.
Jackie Chan's hair in Rumble in the Bronx is just give it an Oscar.
Say
Costume
John Woo
design.
hard boiled again. I want to see what you
John
emphasize.
Woo Hard Boiled.
Why? I don't know why. You're just you're like doing the Cool Whip shit from Family Guy.
Nah,
What'd you break? What was that snapping
it's
noise?
just my heart.
You fucking vape, you little boy.
I'm not a vape boy.
You have a vape in
Vape
your
life.
hands. Ew, dude. Inhale fire like a man.
Huh. Anyways,
Low deck.
Below Deck. I mean, no, we're not reviewing Below Deck. Fuck off. I'm gonna go home and watch Below Deck season 7.
I gotta find out what the fuck the Hulk show is.
Yeah, if anybody wants to comment about the 90s Hulk with a fucking cool shirt on driving a boat.
No, he like never had a shirt on.
Oh. Well, then. I don't know what the show is then.
Like that's his like one move. He's like ripping his shirt
Is
off.
the
That's
TV
level.
show about the Hulk? Or is he just
It's
like
not
a guest
the Hulk.
starring?
It's Hulk Hogan.
Hogan Hulk.
It's not a green guy on the beach.
Okay.
It's Hulk Hogan.
with his fucking.
And he's just
stash.
and he's got a buddy. Yes, he has a Fu Manchu.
Did they try to do a 90s
He's got a
Miami
buddy.
Vice and fuck
Yeah.
up? What the
Except
hell?
way
Someone
worse.
comment
And like he's in a
figure this out.
speedboat all the time. I don't know why.
It was a show. I swear. Write us in the comments. Yes, please.
Fucking tell
Was
us
it just
what
like
it is. It was a
American
show.
Gladiators at the
No,
beach?
it was a scripted show.
Weird. Who would do that to Hulk Hogan?
Did you ever watch that documentary, American Gladiators?
Yeah, it was really good. I think it was
Was
called
it?
like Muscle and Buns or something. I don't know what it's called, but
That's probably kind of close, actually.
yeah, it's on Netflix. It's like 10
Hold on.
hours long. I don't know.
I
It's
don't
super long.
I don't think Below Deck or Muscle and Buns is on Netflix. I think you're on a different site, guy.
Below Deck is on Peacock.
That sounds way more accurate.
That's funny. Anyways,
Oh God! Thank you to Peter and Steve for being on the show. We appreciate you. Keep making content. Keep making shorts. We can't wait for more
keep making shorts. That's all I got.
short films.
Short films. Don't make
Like
shorts.
Forward shorts. Let me short films.
Yeah.
I hate
I
shorts.
can't wait to wear shorts.
Oh God! I can't stand shorts, dude. I can't stand them.
Who cares?
So fucking mean. Thank you to all of our killer fans for tuning in to another episode. Remember, each and every episode is requested by you. Write to us, kingskillpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you want us to talk about. What?
The
What was
writing.
that?
I was explaining how to do it. Go on.
Well, it's an email, so they're not writing
so
anything,
they're-
you jackass.
Well, then type us a request. Don't write us a request.
Yeah, but
write
you were
it,
pantomiming
stamp
a
it,
right.
lick it, and then send it off on its way.
They don't have our address.
That's too fucking bad then. Then they're not real friends.
God. Write to us, kingskillpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. It doesn't matter where you're watching us. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
We run this shit.
We run fucking something. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Steve. Keep making content. Thank you to all of our killer fans. My name's Zach.
Steven.
And together we are
The Kings
Kings
of
of
Kill.
Stop.
I didn't. That was an accident.
You bit your
I
lip.
swear to God.
What got
horny.
you horny on that? Don't leave on horny.